we are no closer to solving an issue that is pushing me one step closer to going batshit crazy. You believe another week has passed and we are still fiddling with doors. Yeah, it's just not even a joke, man. It's just, I'm like, yeah, the tether is at its end. Oh, hello. How's it? Yeah. Geez, I'm just like, you know, I'm at the stage where I have no idea how to start my inserts because I just do not know what to say. It's just, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we are hoping that we have found a solution to that door. But I'm not sure, man. I'm not convinced. But hey, let me see. Let's have a look and just see what the hell comes of it. The New Hope is a small addition to the door frame structure. By now, Ange is close to joining me in the cooked brain department. Unlike me, however, he seems to know what he is doing. We are hoping like hell that new insert that Ange is busy making, which will go on the vertical here, is going to solve our problem because, yeah. Speechless, brews and brewesses. I am freaking speechless, man. We're going to work on this area. Now I think I need someone to work on my fast disappearing sense of speech and reason. And so the lip will be further into the vehicle. It'll be further into the vehicle. We're also hoping it helps the troublesome door latch work. Something is stopping the damn latch from staying closed. Well, that was not the best way to start an insert, but it does give you an idea of where our frustrations are. It's a day later now, and I'm back just to see what progress has been made, and it's not good. This damn locking mechanism, I just don't understand it. I really don't. So I've got no options. Ant has donned a hectic mask. I think he is scared of catching whatever craziness bug has infected me. Oh, I really am just absolutely flummoxed. People. Oh. Let me talk to you about something that at least I know sort of what I'm talking about. And that is the sardine run. The sardines landed on the lower south coast in the last week. You know, and I mean, it's quite fascinating. You know, these things, we've always been waiting for the water temperature to get a little bit colder before the fish arrive. But our water temperature sitting at 24 degrees, and there you get the greatest shoal of earth just coming down, and I tell you what, the people go crazy. But it is a real hype, and it's holidays coming up this weekend, and I'm sure all the holiday makers are going to be flocking down to this part of the world, hoping that the big shoals will be coming in. And there was a big one last week, a really big one. So I mean, if you are in the area at this time of the year, really just come hang out here, because when those sards get landed on the beach, it is something to behold. It is spectacular. It is an incredible experience. Okay, let's get back to this. It will also be an incredible experience to give this door gremlin a collective kick in the ghoulies so we can all get on with our lives. You guys all know what we have been through on this vehicle. We have been through hell and back. And now, up the drempel, when we are right on the edge of everything being sorted out. A driver's door. Let's just put the brakes on. There's only one way for me to start the day. After a good night's rest, things are starting to fall into place. People, I have some news. You know, I sent a message to Tyrant saying, listen, can't we get a panel beater in? Just someone who's a specialist in these things to check what is going on with that frigging door. Which he did. And the beater boy went there yesterday. And I had a message on my phone last night from Tyrant saying that the beta boy had found the problem. We have been focusing on this thingy when we should have been focusing on the actual mechanism. This thingy. The panel beater Tyrant had called reckons our problem is the door handle mechanism. I jumped into Mini Mirai and did a quick round 300-kilometer trip to Durban to get new handles. It is Thursday afternoon, so when I arrive at Trade Check, I come driving in, come over here, go around the corner, and I park my car. So with Mini Mirai all there, I'm expecting to walk here and see her big sister. But no, what do I see? I see this thing. So like, where is my wagon? So what I should have done when I came past these two trucks, I should have just looked to my right. This has to be a good sign, but I needed some info to see what was going on, and the man to ask is Trade Check's Tyrant Lepan. Bloody driver's door.
You know, who would have thought that, you know, and like Cliffy came to see me this morning and he just said, you come right? I said, yeah, we came right with the door. And I said to him, I didn't even think to check the latch because it's a new mechanism, you know. So in my mind, I'm like, flip, this thing hasn't worked. Like, it can't be the mechanism. And choose nuts, it's the mechanism. So we put a new mechanism in there, and it just nice, solid click, and she closes. I don't know who was more excited, me or Anthony.
Are you happy now that it's 99% right?
Yeah, we're 99% happy, but we still got a few bits and bobs. It's a fine tooth comb to go through. But everything else, yeah, we are chuffed, eh? She's definitely not going to have any issues with anything that we've done, I don't think. But yeah, no, we're happy, eh?
I was so excited to try the handle that I forgot to film the big moment. All that you guys missed was a total calamity. From an extreme high to a dark despair in a matter of seconds. You are not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe it. Went to check the door and it wasn't holding. Now there seems to be an issue with the actual door button. I think the best course of action for me right now is to get into my little Mini Mirai and go home. Tomorrow's another day. That another day arrived, and with it, some hope. Tell you what, when I left here yesterday, I was not in a good place. You know, I've become so used to little things becoming big things that I'm almost conditioned into expecting things to go wrong. So when that door wouldn't close, because of this way that I've become conditioned over all these months, my heart just sank, and that feeling of absolute despair sets in again. It can be rational or irrational. Yeah, and from the smallest little thing, it becomes a huge thing for me. Like, I can't explain this to you, but to live through something like this and the impact that it's had on our lives, yeah, it's very difficult to deal with. But let's just get on to a good note now. The guys worked till late last night, and at about 6:30, I got this video from Tyrant Lepan. So here I stand. There's the door. Let me try that door. Have we kicked the door gremlin in the nuts? Or has the door gremlin won yet again? I would say That is moose. That is moose.
This is the spring I'm putting in.
Aha. Now the reason why that door wouldn't close was because the little peachy that you push on the door handle was sticking. So the door just couldn't catch. The gremlin has been blixemed out of the park and I am thrilled. But something is bugging me. Something that leaves a nasty taste in my mouth. I am now going to blow all of your minds with news that can only be described as the epitome of Doffness. While I was at Tread Check, I suddenly thought for the spring in those locks not to be there, in both locks, something is wrong. Those are the locks that were installed by the guys at East Coast Scratch and Dent when those doors were made. And that is a kit. It comes with the spring on that peachy. So I thought, let me go home and check if those springs are around. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we have two springs. Two springs in the box of all the little bits and pieces which I collected from East Coast Scratch and Dent. Two springs which should have been in those locks, and they were not. For whatever reason, they were not put in. I mean, the guys who designed it and spent probably millions on research and development of these locks, they didn't know what they were doing. You don't need these little springs, so let's just leave them out. Even if there was an idiot's guide to lock installation, it would not have helped the guys who initially put these locks in, because they would not have known how to read it. By the time I returned to Tread Check, I had processed the impact of this cut decision by East Coast Scratch and Dent to leave the springs off the door mechanism, and the impact it had had on our minds and pockets. It is in the past and cannot be undone. The doors are now sorted, and that is a good thing. Another very good thing is the fact that we have got Zama inside there starting to give things a wipe down, to clean things up. Marai's exterior is also begging for a pamper session in the wash bay. I have a feeling that the next time I see you all, Marai will be glowing. I don't think one must underestimate what Tyron Lepan and his guys have been through in helping us fix Marai. And I am eternally grateful to Tyron and to Ant and also the other guys who worked on Marai to get her to this stage. And I was really hoping that we would be able to hit the road today, but it's not going to happen. Tyron still needs to go through the whole vehicle and just check everything's fine and take it for a test drive. That will not happen today. But I am in a good place. For the first time in freaking months, I'm in a good place. So thanks to Tread Check and Tyron Lepan. And that's it, guys. Yeah, sure, one of these like emotional, like brrr, inserts. But thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm scared to say it, but maybe next week, hey? Maybe next week we can share some wonderment with you. Until then, you got it, man. You must look after your families, look after your property, look after yourself, and above all, keep safe, my friends, keep safe.